Welcome back to Jamie and Julia, everybody. And you know what's on the menu today? Rabbit. Just gonna be honest with you.
Oh! Bon appetit.
This show is what happens when you just take some cookbook off a shelf and go open it up, pick a recipe and go, I'm gonna make that today. Because I am gonna make that today. This is volume 2 of Mastering the Art of French Cooking, right? And this is rabbit marinated in vinegar and herbs and stewed in red wine. Rabbits. It's like a rabbit bourguignon. Rabbit, if you've never tried it, is very much like chicken in taste and texture, but the meat is firmer and therefore does very well in a stew. That's what we're doing. I love rabbits. This is why this one's kind of a little more challenging than most others because, I don't have the same connection with a chicken that I do with a rabbit. But I heard that rabbit is delectable. So yeah, I think I want to try it. Let's get to work. I'm terrified. 24 hours ago, I have to prepare this rabbit. I gotta cut it up and then I gotta marinate it. So let's do it. So here it is. And it was frozen when I got it and then I've just let it thaw out overnight. Okay, here we have a bunny rabbit. That's what my niece calls them. Julia kind of goes... Shite. Julia in the book kind of goes over, in words, not in diagrams, how to cut this thing up. So in the end, I should have around 10 pieces. Okay, so I see what's going on here. This right now is the worst part of today because when I take these legs out, this is gonna start to resemble something that, okay, oh, Jesus. Oh! So the giblets were in the rabbit. Okay, that is good to know. That looks like the liver. Is that the heart? The heart of a rabbit. What else is in there? Oh my God. Right in here is the kidneys still. They're still attached to the body, so I have to, I'll get there when I get there. This is a new chapter in my cooking career. Cut so that the forelegs are disjointed from the body at the shoulder. Okay, that would be the shoulder there. Maybe I do the hind leg. The hind legs at the hip. Hips don't lie. Okay. The rib section separated from the loin. So the loin would be this part, right? Loin is the part of the body on both sides between the spine and the lowest rib and the hip bone. Oh, okay. Forelegs disjointed from the body at the shoulder. That's the shoulder. And I need the other one. Okay, out come the kidneys. Good set of kidneys. As long as you have a sharp knife, it's pretty easy just to cut right through this thing. So the rib section into crosswise. This part right here, I think I can just get rid of. Where does the ribs go up to? Here? That's 8 pieces. I did everything you said. Where's the 10? Oh, separate the hind legs at the knee. Gotcha. Where's the knee? Imagine that's the knee? Yeah. Ribs cut in half crosswise. The 2 forelegs, the loin, part of the hind legs, separated at the knee. Over here I got 2 kidneys, the liver, and the frickin' heart, and then I don't know what. I think some of this comes up later in the recipe, so I'm just gonna keep it off to the side. That's the hard part. That's over with. I can move on now. All right, this is everything I need for my marinade. Bowl me. Thank you. 1/4 pint, 120 milliliters of red wine vinegar. Okay, I need coarsely cracked pepper, 1/2 teaspoon, around 3 tablespoons of olive oil, and a little for good luck. Okay, 2 onions. I think I'm happy with slicing it up this way today. Sliced onions into the bowl. 2 large cloves of garlic, or how about 4 little ones? To stay unpeeled, but half. Into the bowl. 1/2 teaspoon of oregano. Yes. Bay leaf. 1/2 teaspoon of thyme. Check this out. Juniper berries. This is a very special purchase today. I don't even know. They're spicy, aromatic, dark berry, fragrant and flowery aroma with bittersweet flavor, blend well with other herbs and spices. Used crushed or whole. Sorry, the tears are coming back from those onions. Those are fragrant. They look like dried out blueberries. I need 4 of them, although I'm gonna use 5. And I guess I just leave them in like rabbit goes into the marinade. Baste well, it says. Marinating this for 24 hours. See you tomorrow. More onion. Just slice it up the same way I did yesterday. Bring some water to a simmer. Whenever it comes up in the cookbook that I need to use lardon, I always just interpret that to me as grabbing some bacon strips and just cutting them up into pieces. So that's what I'm gonna do. I know people can get all hot and bothered about what type of pork I'm using for my lardon, but this is the easiest way for me to do it. I already bought a rabbit, for crying out loud. Into chunks. I'm gonna add them into simmering water. They need to simmer. Bacon has been blanched. Preheat the oven to 450. Frying pan. A couple tablespoons of olive oil to get the party started. Brown this bacon lightly on a medium heat. Let's do it. The bacon's browned slightly, I'm gonna add in the onion. Keep it stirring, keep it moving. These onions gotta be lightly browned and tender. It's gonna take around 10 minutes. Okay, while the onions are cooking, remember the rabbit? Gonna remove the rabbit from the marinade. Dry with paper towel, and then keep the marinade. Do not get rid of that. Oh, how are those onions? Coming along quite nicely. There's a little bit of an option here. Rabbit's liver, quartered, seasoned, and floured. I got the liver, I better use it. Quarter the liver? What does that mean? Quarter, I'm just gonna cut it up into pieces. I think that's good. So season the liver. She says the liver should be floured. So I'm just gonna sprinkle some flour on top, rub it all about. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work. Lightly browned, tender. Take the onions and the bacon out. Keep that pan though. Add just a little touch more oil. I gotta film the bottom of it. She says raise the heat to moderate high, but it was already moderate high, so I've moderately raised. Add the rabbit. And I gotta brown each side nicely. I gotta brown the optional liver at the same time, but I'll set that aside for later. Season the meat with salt and pepper. I'm gonna do both sides. You might as well do the liver while it's there. I use my Dutch oven. Rabbit goes in, not the liver. Sprinkle in half the flour that I'm using. I'm using 3 tablespoons of flour, so I need to sprinkle in a tablespoon and a half. Hello. And just toss them around in that. Just get your hands dirty, man. And then you know what? The other half of flour goes in. Toss that around as well. So this needs to go back on the stove. Bring it to a sizzle. Oven light does not work today. Oven is an easier way to brown and cook the flour than sauteing on the top of the stove. 5 minutes initially, and then I gotta toss it in another 5 minutes. Browning fat from the frying pan goes in. There's honestly not that much of it. That's okay. Also, in goes the marinade. I'm supposed to be doing all this in the oven, like just open the door and do all this, but oven light, right? I want to show you guys what's going on. So I've had to adjust it to make it work. Boil down the marinade until the liquid has almost evaporated. What's 3/4 pint in milliliters?
0.75 pints is 354.88.
I know there's something that I just did wrong. Okay, let's just revise what I just did. Incorrect step alert. What I was supposed to do here is all the rabbit. Let's just take that out of there for a second. The marinade actually needs to go into the frying pan. I don't know if the step matters or what the hell. Okay, and then I gotta boil down the liquids over here and get the rabbit back into the pan. This can go back in the oven for a few more minutes. It's like it never happened. Of course, I read the recipe in advance, but when you're doing this, it kind of hits harder. Worry about the cookbook holder later. Okay, so you need a full body red wine, which is a wine that has an alcohol percentage of 13.5 or more, maybe more. This one has, this is a Merlot. My Merlot has 14%. You could make sure that you've opened it before you started too. Liquid has completely evaporated from the marinade. I need to deglaze quickly. I'm gonna pour in my full bottle of wine. That's right, into this tiny frying pan. Let's see how it goes. Oh, it's gonna work perfect. No problems, no problems. Boil that down till it's half its volume. Okay, then I'm gonna add around a half a cup, 300 something grams of beef stock. I also gotta bring the beef stock to a boil. Turn off the heat, right? Set aside, yeah. Ow! Set it aside. Just leave it there, it's fine. Casserole dish with the bunny. Add in the hot wine stock mix. This hasn't come up in a long, long time, but the onions and the bacon, I presume I just add them in with everything else because they never mentioned again, I don't believe. Now I need to bring this back to a simmer. Whew, lots to do, lots to do. Cover. Okay, the oven now needs to be at 350 degrees Fahrenheit, so turn it down while you're waiting for this to simmer. Into the oven. Okay, so that's gonna stew for 1 hour. I gotta keep watching the heat, like regulating it, making sure that it's always staying at a consistent simmer. 15 minutes to go before it comes out of the oven, but there's stuff I need to do right now. This is 20 prunes into a saucepan. Oh, my hands are all pruny. 3 tablespoons of brandy. Quarter pint, around 118 milliliters of beef stock. And around an ounce of butter. Bring that to a simmer. Rabbit out of the dish. That will stay warm. Next up, remove the bay leaf, wherever the hell that is. Oh, there it is. Oh no, it fell apart. There's more of it. Damn bay leaf. It says to skim off the fat, but I'm not seeing a whole lot of fat in there. I gotta bring this to a simmer. The thing that you have to remember with Julia Child recipes is that they never end. You think you're done? Well, you still got a couple more steps to go, buckaroo. I need to simmer this down to half a pint, which is around 236 milliliters. Gonna add the prunes in the liquid. The optional liver, but I'm deciding not to. I'm just not in the mood for it. Sorry. I want to focus on the rabbit stew, sans liver. Okay, it 100% needs some salt. Let that simmer for an additional 2 to 3 minutes with the prunes in there. Let's get a couple good pieces of rabbit on the table. How about a leg? Okay, so spoon the sauce and the prunes over the rabbit. Okay, that's probably good. It's just, you're the only one eating this. Maybe calm down. You know, it'd be nice. There's a little parsley on top too, right? Done. Order up. All right, let's do this. Honestly, the first few bites here have just been me trying to process what the hell I'm doing right now, which is eating rabbit. The rabbit is soft and tender, and I was expecting it to be much gamier than it is. Actually, I don't really find it that gamey at all. Tastes like chicken, looks like chicken. Can't believe it's not chicken.
I've fully adjusted to the rabbit now. It is tasty.
It's really good. Well, you gotta love the prunes too. Add that little pocket of sweetness. Loved it all. And I think you will too. Well, you gotta get past the rabbit thing, but you might like it. This was Jamie and Julia. Bon appetit. Au revoir. So if you want to join me on my Patreon this week, I'm going to be doing exclusive live stream. One this week, I'll do one next week too, and the dates will be here and here. So if you want to join me for those, you have to sign up for my Patreon. It's right here, linked right here. It's also in the description.